Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda, and as Caroline was for the Wellbeing Economy Alliance, and so how did I end up in this fairly nerdy job, you might ask? And it's been a little bit of a journey. I was born in a really small rural town in Vermont, and grew up in a bicultural household, and I think somewhere between my Hindu grandmother and my Catholic grandfather, I developed quite young this belief that the purpose in life is to be happy and to help other people, but that you can't really do one without the other. So meaning I can't really be happy unless I'm feeling like I'm positively contributing something to the world, but equally I can't really be helpful unless I'm happy, because otherwise that motivation will come from a dark place and ripple outwards. And this philosophy is really what brought me to economics, because I saw the world as this complex Venn diagram with all of these different interconnected social, environmental, and even spiritual issues, and believed that somewhere towards the center sat the economy. And if we could transform this system, it would ripple out and improve all other areas of life. And so with starry eyes, I took my first economics course and was immediately very annoyed and confused. So I wanted to understand how the economy worked, but all I found was a bunch of graphs and jargon and old white dudes talking about stock market fluctuations and GDP growth rates as if they mattered more than life itself. And so that's where my now decades-long love-hate relationship with economics began, because I really believe that one of the greatest tricks that's been played on humanity is to present the economy as something really boring and abstract that happens out there to us, that's beyond our control. Because I've got a little secret for you, and it's that we are the economy, and so we can change it. And so the economy, the way I describe it, is just a word that we use to describe the way we produce and provide for one another. And so this is a system that really harnesses our creativity and facilitates exchange between billions of people around the world in order to improve our quality of life. But somewhere along the way, we developed some very strange assumptions about what drives the economy, and that it's really the worst part of us. So when it comes to producing and providing, there's this assumption that we're all inherently rational, competitive, individualistic, selfish entities, and that somehow this is a good thing. And so as a result, we've designed policies and institutions to encourage and reward that kind of behavior, which is why studies show that nearly a quarter of all Fortune 500 CEOs exhibit psychopathic traits, right? Because they're the perfect economic man. They act without compassion or empathy or a sense of their responsibility to the collective well-being. And so all of this sort of glorification of maybe psychopathic or at least maybe narcissistic behavior is really built on this narrative that if we just take as much as we can for ourselves, that's somehow going to make everybody else better off. Now, of course, the problem is that it's not really working out that way. Not only is our ecosystem dying and our very survival being threatened, but the system is also making us miserable. Yeah? So we're increasingly lonely and anxious and depressed. And we see this spreading all over the globe because we're deeply social creatures. And we have a need for meaning and purpose and connection. And what the brilliant late David Graeber found is that in countries like mine, the majority of people don't find meaning in their work. They feel they have a job that is either not contributing anything or is actively making things worse off. And this is a huge problem because we've developed this almost inverse relationship between how much you get paid and how much you're socially contributing through your work, which is why, hedge fund managers make millions of dollars while all of the workers that we identify as essential make very little, right? And so ultimately, there's nothing natural or inevitable about this setup. And I want to be very clear about that because for decades, because our major aim was to promote economic growth and we evaluated our progress by that, we developed policies to encourage and reward large investors and corporations and entrepreneurs that are really efficient at generating wealth and profits. But something really tremendous is happening right now. There's a shift of consciousness where we're seeing that around the world, the majority of people now believe that our current economic system is doing more harm than good, and within G20 countries, the supposed winners of this system, 74% of people want their national economic priorities to move beyond profit and growth to prioritize social and ecological well-being. And so this is really the foundation of the well-being economy movement. It's a recognition that people and planet are not here to serve the economy. It is here to serve us. Yeah? And we can get it to do more of the heavy lifting. We can build an economy that works in service of our people and planet. And so, although the well-being economy comes under a lot of different banners around the world and according to different languages, whether or not you call it Ubuntu or Buen Vivir or the well-being economy, it's really about recognizing that I am because you are, and that we need to move beyond prioritizing growth to prioritizing balance. Because although economics likes to pretend it's a natural science, they tend to ignore the fact that for every action, there is an equal and inverse reaction. So if every single thing we see around us has been given from the earth, then we have a responsibility to give back. Yeah? And so I think this is the moment where we need to stop trying to figure out how to take more efficiently. This is really about building a system of reciprocal exchange between people and planet that rewards the best rather than the worst parts of us. A system where our work as caregivers or educators, storytellers, artists, and stewards of the earth is valued because of the happiness and the well-being it brings. And so for that, I'm just gonna end by saying I really believe that we can do better than climate change mitigation. Yeah? We can build an economy that harnesses our creativity and our energies towards revitalizing and regenerating our natural world through land restoration, circular economy, regenerative agriculture, and a lot of the other incredible solutions you'll hear today. Because the solutions are out there and the public will is there as well, I believe that a different economic system is not only possible, it's already underway. And so if this vision resonates with you, I really hope that you'll join us at the Wellbeing Economy Alliance and join this movement of incredible policymakers and activists, thinkers, and change makers from all over the world who are illustrating that once we realize we are the economy, we realize we can change it. And when we change it, we change the world. Thank you.